1988 UK 1 penny coin. Welcome, treasure hunters and curious coin collectors, to Penny Myths and Millions. Today, we're tackling a rumor that pops up more often than a British summer shower. The idea that your humble 1988 UK 1p coin could be worth a fortune. We're talking millions of pounds. You've probably seen the headlines, heard the whispers on social media, or even dug through your own coin jars with a glint in your eye. Can a coin that, in 1988, there were almost 800 million of, truly hold a secret path to wealth? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the truth behind this tempting rumor. We'll explore why this particular penny isn't likely to be your lottery ticket, what actual rare UK pennies look like, and how easily misinformation can spread. Let's separate fact from FK3 and Tazzy. First, let's get acquainted with our star, the 1988 UK 1 penny coin. It features Queen Elizabeth II familiar third portrait on the obverse, and the crown portcullis with chains on the reverse, a design that has been a staple of the penny since decimalization in 1971. Now, for the cold, hard facts. In 1988 alone, the Royal Mint produced an astonishing 793,492,001 penny coins for general circulation. Yes, you heard that right, nearly 800 million. When you have that many coins of a particular year, they are, by definition, common. So, if you pull a regular 1988 penny out of your change, its value is, well, 1 penny. Perhaps a little more if it's in absolutely pristine, uncirculated condition, maybe a few pence for a collector, but certainly not enough to buy a packet of crisps, let alone a mansion. So, where does this millions rumor come from? Like many coin myths, it stems from a fundamental misunderstanding of what makes a coin truly valuable: extreme rarity, significant error, or unique historical context. When we talk about £1,000,000 pennies in the UK, we are talking about coins that are in an entirely different league. For example, the 1933 George V penny. This is the most famous £1,000,000 penny myth. But it's not a myth that it's valuable. Only a handful were ever produced, primarily as pattern coins, prototypes, or for ceremonial purposes, not for circulation. It's believed only 6 or 7 were made. One sold for over £72,000, approximate $90,000 in 2016, and its value today is often estimated to be much higher, potentially in the hundreds of thousands for a top example. Still not millions, but an incredible sum for a penny. 1933 George V penny, $90,000, $200,000 plus. Ancient or medieval pennies. Some of the earliest English pennies, from Anglo-Saxon or medieval times, struck in silver, can indeed fetch very high prices due to their extreme age, historical importance, and rarity. For instance, an exceptionally rare hammered silver penny of Edward the Confessor could potentially be worth 5 figures or more. Extremely rare gold patterned pennies, while not a penny in the traditional sense of a circulation coin, historical pattern coins for lower denominations struck in gold, like the 1257 Henry III gold penny, which was equivalent to 20 silver pennies, are incredibly rare and have sold for millions. This is more of a numismatic curiosity than a circulation penny. You see the common thread here? These coins are not found in your spare change. They are either ancient, or they were never intended for circulation, or they exist in minuscule numbers, like less than 10, due to unique historical circumstances. So, how did the 1988 penny get dragged into this £1,000,000 narrative? It's often a case of mistaken identity, sensationalism, and a misunderstanding of what constitutes a genuine error coin. Confusion with other years/errors. Sometimes, people confuse the 1988 penny with other decimal coins that do have known, genuine errors that make them valuable. For example, the 1983 new pence 2p coin where a small number were accidentally struck with the old new pence legend instead of 2 pence. Those are genuinely rare and valuable, hundreds of pounds, not millions. 1983 new pence 2p, hundreds of pounds, genuine error. Misinterpretation of proof. Sets. The Royal Mint does produce proof coins and special, brilliant uncirculated sets each year, including for 1988. These coins are struck to a much higher standard and are sold directly to collectors. A 1988 1p from a proof set will be worth more than a circulating one, perhaps a few pounds for the single coin or more as part of the full set, but again, nowhere near millions. Exaggerated error claims. While genuine minting errors can make a coin valuable, e.g., off-center strikes, double dies, missing features, these are usually quite obvious and occur on any year of coinage, not just 1988. There are no known, widely recognized, and consistently high-value errors specific to the 1988 1p that would elevate its value into the millions. Any claims of such errors are likely vastly exaggerated or misidentified. The truth is, the 1988 1p is a very common coin. Its mintage figures confirm it. Unless you discover a truly unique, unprecedented error that has somehow escaped the attention of every numismatic expert for decades, your 1988 penny is, unfortunately, worth just what it says on the tin. 1penny.so. If the 1988 penny isn't your golden ticket, what should you be looking for in your change? The principles for finding valuable coins are consistent, regardless of the year. Low mintage figures, coins with very low production numbers for circulation are inherently rarer. The lower the mintage, the higher the potential value. Remember, 1988 was nearly 800 million. Genuine errors. Look for clear, unmistakable errors from the minting process. Mules. A coin struck with dies not intended to be paired together, e.g., a reverse from one denomination on the obverse of another. These are incredibly rare and valuable. Off-center strikes, when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned, causing part of the design to be missing. Double dies. Visible doubling of letters, numbers, or design elements, missing or incorrect features, like the famous 1983 new pence 2p, unique compositions or varieties. Sometimes, test coins or coins struck on the wrong metal planchet escape the mint. These are very rare, exceptional condition. Even a relatively common coin can fetch a premium if it's an absolutely flawless mint state condition, especially older coins that rarely survive in such quality. Historical significance. Coins tied to major historical events or unique circumstances, even if not an error, can become highly collectible. Always cross-reference any suspicious findings with reputable numismatic sources, official mint websites, and established auction house records. Be wary of sensational claims on social media without verifiable evidence.so. While your 1988 UK 1p is almost certainly not going to make you a millionaire, don't dismiss the humble penny entirely. Collecting coins is a fantastic hobby. Each coin tells a story, a piece of a nation's history in your hand, and who knows, maybe one day you will stumble upon a genuine rarity, not necessarily a multi-million-pound penny, but perhaps a valuable error, a scarce proof, or an ancient piece that connects you directly to centuries past. The real treasure is often the thrill of the discovery and the joy of the hunt. So go forth, check your change, and remember, while the 1988 1p might not buy you a yacht, it's still a neat piece of British currency from nearly 40 years ago. Thanks for joining Penny Myths and Millions. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin adventures, and let us know in the comments, what's the rarest coin you've ever found? Happy hunting!